What is going on, dudes? My name is Lord13. I'm your coach of your Kansas City Nidokings, and today we have our Week 3 team prep against the new team, which are the Minnesota Wild Charge. So, they replaced the Cincinnati Umbreons, because they decided to drop out of the league. So, the actual assistant coach of the Cincinnati Umbreons took over and is now coaching the Minnesota Wild Charge. But before we get started, make sure you follow the link in the description. If you want to pick up your Kansas City Nidokings shirts, you can get the old design or the new one, whatever you'd like. Yeah, I got my new one in the mail, so I'm pretty happy with it. It looks so cool. I love the logo. Anyways, we're going to be going over the team that I put together to counter the Minnesota Wild Charge, and I do have their team up here on my second monitor, so I can tell you which Pokemon I was planning directly for when I speak about a certain one. And then you guys will be seeing at the beginning of this video a little graphic that will show you both teams. So pretty cool stuff. Anyways, leading off here we have our Mega Pinsir. So I decided to go with Mega Pinsir with Quick Attack, Close Combat, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. As you see, I'm not running any sort of bug stab move on it. The only Pokemon that would really take anything from that would be the Celebi. It really wouldn't hurt that much else. Hydreigon might take a little bit from it, but it's okay. I probably won't leave this thing in against it. But I decided to go for Quick Attack because if I can hit that Conkeldurr, I can hit it extremely hard with a Quick Attack. It'll do a lot of damage. And then the Quick Attack will also allow me to outspeed the Celebi and hit a bunch of his other Pokemon for neutral damage, which is very, very nice. Close Combat I brought because it hits the Scizor for neutral damage. Super effective on the Hydreigon, Mamoswine, and Magnezone. It's a neutral on the Armaldo. Not very effective against the Braviary or the Gardevoir, excuse me. And the rest of them, it's neutral against. So, Close Combat hits everything on his team pretty hard. And that Earthquake is for that Magnezone, because the Magnezone, if I can catch it in on a switch, maybe if he's predicting the Quick Attack, I can hit it with the Earthquake and like frickin' wreck its face, because Magnezone is quad weak to Earthquake. So, very nice. And then I brought Stone Edge because Stone Edge will be very helpful for a couple of his Pokemon. The Braviary in particular, because I really don't have that much that will do a lot of damage to it. The Typhlosion will also take super effective damage from the Stone Edge, and so will the Armaldo. So the bottom three threats on his team will all take super effective damage. The Mamoswine will take neutral, and I believe everyone else takes neutral on the team. So, pretty cool. But as you see, I decided to max out his attack and his speed. I wanted to make this one really, really quick, so I also gave it Jolly, because I want to outspeed, because the fastest thing on his team, he has a bunch of fast things, and I'm not going to be outspeeding that Hydreigon or the Typhlosion. Both of them have higher base speeds and are most likely going to be maxed out, if he brings them, that is. So, anyway, I just wanted to bring Ravager, because Ravager is a really hard hitter, and that's why I'm bringing our Mega Pinsir to this match. So next we have Mirror Beast. So if you did not know, I added Bouffalant to our team over Gogoat. As much as I love Gogoat, Bouffalant is so much better. Well, not so much. It's actually a pretty decent amount better. I love it. It's got really good bulk and really good attack, and I'm really surprised it's still in PU. It got moved up to OU for a little while, or not OU, to NU for a little while, and then it got moved back down to PU, which I'm like, what? It's really overpowered in PU. It's a really good sweeper. Anyways, enough about that. As you see, the moves that I decided to give it, I decided to ban my Bouffalant because Bouffalant Bandit is so good, because Bouffalant hits really freaking hard. And I decided to go for kind of a similar moveset to Ravager, but I'm running Reckless ability, because if you don't know what Reckless does, it boosts moves that have recoil damage. So Head Charge is, let's see, how strong is it? Base 120 power, has a 4th recoil, and I get Reckless boost. So, and it's a stab move and banded, so it's gonna tear a hole through a lot of his team. The Magnezone or the Scizor, neither of them, both of them actually, I mean, that's what I meant to say, will take that very decently, but everything else should not. Everything else should get pretty damn wrecked by it. The Earthquake, once again, is for Pokemon like the Typhlosion, just Pokemon that I can hit hard, and if I can catch that Magnezone in on a switch if he's predicting something else. So very nice. I did decide, if you see that, I decided to go for Outrage, because Outrage is a really strong move. That's about the only reason I say I could go for it. it does hit the Hydreigon for super effective damage, and that's actually the only thing it hits for super effective damage. The Gardevoir resists it, or not resist it, but isn't affected by it. The Scizor and Magnezone both resist it, and everything else takes neutral from it. But it's just a really strong move, and I thought it was better since I already have Head Charge. I didn't think that I was really needing Thrash. So, anyways, as you see, I'm also running Mega Horn because Mega Horn destroys the Celebi. It does probably will destroy the Hydreigon, do a lot of damage to that Gardevoir, and hits everything but that Scizor, Conkeldurr, Magnezone, and Typhlosion for super effective damage. So it's really nice. It's a really powerful Bug-type move as well. I sort of went off the set that Smogon recommends, but I decided to change it up myself as well. Oh yeah, if you can see in the background, I forgot I added my picture of my team that I drafted, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I decided to max out his attack and put almost max on HP, and then put 4 in each defense stat, just possibly if he can live another hit, because he's got really good defense stats as it is. So I just wanted to boost him even a little bit more. So I gave him an Adamant Nature because I'm not really looking for him to outspeed everything, and if I can hit even harder with that attack stat, it's just bam, punching a hole through this team. Like, Mirror B is such a good Pokemon. I named it Mirror B because if you've never played Coliseum, there's a guy named Mirror B who has a gigantic afro. So, that's why I named him Mirror B. Anyways, pretty cool. We're going to move on to Brainchild here. So, I decided to bring Brainchild. This is her second match, I believe, of the season. No. Yeah, I think I brought her before. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, looking at his team, I didn't really need Stealth Rocks. I didn't need to bring Stealth Rocks against his team because his team, nothing gets really affected by it. Typhlosion and Braviary are the only two. Typhlosion, Braviary, and Romaldo are the only ones who take 25%. No one takes 50%, and everything else is neutrally affected by it. So it didn't really matter in my case. Actually, the Conkeldurr takes like 1/8, so doesn't really help against him. And the Magnezone too. So I didn't really need to bring Stealth Rocks because Stealth Rocks are not crucial, and I'm not really worried about Stealth Rocks on this team either because Ravager I'd like to get in kind of soon. So yes, I decided to make Brainchild a physical attacker this week. So I've never run a physically attacking Uxie, never before since I've used it because I love it. It's a Pokemon. It's really freaking good. So pretty much, as you see, what I decided to do here is go for U-Turn, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and T-Wave. So, U-Turn, once again, hits those threats that are weak to Bug. It'll hit the Mega Gardevoir fairly decently. It'll hit the Hydreigon and the Celebi for super effective damage. The Fire Punch will hit that Scizor incredibly hard, and that's one of my biggest weaknesses in the team. I do have, I think, I brought 2 counters to it, like 2 actual counters, and then I have Mirror B and Ravager who can hit it extremely hard. But Fire Punch will hit that Scizor really hard, do a lot of damage to the Magnezone, Mamoswine, and Celebi. So, it's just all around a really nice move to be carrying. And then I'm bringing Ice Punch because Ice Punch is kind of a decent move to bring in the situation. The Hydreigon takes super effective damage from it. I know that he would want to leave Brainchild, or leave his Hydreigon against my Uxie because he's got a move to hit. But I have really good defenses on Uxie, so I should be able to take probably 2 hits it wants to even throw at me. So, yeah. Anyway, the Ice Punch also hits that Celebi for super effective damage, the Braviary, and the Armaldo. So, a good amount of his team takes some really powerful damage from my Uxie, which is very nice. T-Wave I want to have just so I can paralyze a couple things, like if I can get the Hydreigon or the Mega Gardevoir, because Hydreigon's a lot of time are Scarfed. Josh always runs a Scarf Hydreigon. I've always used Life Orb, so I don't really care in that opinion. But since Hydreigon is Choice Scarf, and Typhlosion is also Choice Scarf. A ton of the time it is Choice Scarf because Choice Scarf Eruption punches a hole pretty much through a lot of teams because Eruption does more damage based on how much HP you have. So, yeah, T-Wave can paralyze a couple of his fast threats. That's really the whole reason I'm bringing it this week. And you just see I decided to max out HP and attack because I wanted to hit hard and I also wanted to live. I decided to put 4 in speed and make it a Jolly Nature because if I can outspeed a couple of his big threats on his team, that'll be awesome. As you see, his speed and attack set are actually the exact same, which is very funny. Did not even notice that until doing this video. Yeah, also, I did talk about the items. So, I give leftovers to Yuxi, because Yuxi likes leftovers. Didn't really feel like bringing anything else on it. Didn't really need anything else. So, very nice. Now, next we have Rosbuton, the Roserade. I'm running Assault Vest Roserade for the first time ever when I use Roserade. I'm always a sweeper. Now, all the Pokemon that I'm bringing this week, Ravager will probably be my quickest one after it Mega Evolves. I want to actually see the base speed of Mega Pinsir. Okay, so Mega Pinsir is actually base 105 speed, so I will actually outspeed that Hydreigon and Typhlosion. Because I am max speed, unless either of them are choice scarfed. So that's the only thing. Anyway, yeah. So I'm running kind of a different set on this this Roserade this week. So Assault Vest, because I want to be able to take hits. He's got a lot of special threats on this team. He's got that Gardevoir, he's got the Milotic, he's got that Hydreigon. Hydreigon can be physical, but it's most likely special because it's a lot better in special. The Magnezone can take hits pretty well. The Scizor typically completely walls them. And same with the Magnezone. Magnezone typically completely walls these guys. The Braviary can hit hard physically. So, he does have, in that Typhlosion, so he does have a couple of really hard hitters on the special side. So, I want to see if I can stay in here and maybe take an attack. I definitely can't take a full health Eruption from a Typhlosion. I know that. I'm pretty much 100% sure. I have not run those calcs, but I'm 100% sure that Rosbuton would die from that. So, yeah. Natural Cure, because that's the best ability, in my opinion, that they have. They also have Poison Point Technician. Technician's not bad, but I'm not running anything except for HP Fire, which is 60 power. But I decided to go for Sludge Bomb, because Sludge Bomb will hit that Celebi pretty hard. It'll hit a couple of his other Pokemon, because some of his other Pokemon, like the Mega Gardevoir, will get hurt a lot from it. He does have a couple of resists completely to poison, which would be Magnezone and Scizor, and those are why it typically resists it. I keep hitting my mic, I'm really sorry. Yeah, Sludge Bomb is, they are immune to Sludge Bomb, and nothing on his team actually, except for that Mamoswine, resists it, and the Armaldo, excuse me. So he's only got 2 resists, and who knows if he's even gonna bring him. So I'm bringing Dazzling Gleam, because if I can hit that Conkeldurr, because the Conkeldurr can sit in there and kind of get set up, and I definitely don't want it to do that. So I would love to get some Dazzling Gleams off on that Conkeldurr and wreck its face and do a lot of damage, which would be very, very nice. Nothing else. The Hydreigon is 4 times weak to Dazzling Gleam. So if he sends it in on this, expecting something like a Grass type move, I predict they go for the Dazzling Gleam. Lights out for that Hydreigon. So that's why I'm bringing Dazzling Gleam. And then Giga Drain, because Giga Drain is a good stab move to have on Rosbuton, because I can get my HP back while attacking. The Milotic and the Mamoswine, I think that's it. Yeah, those 2 take super effective damage from it. It'll be very nice, and it can hit a bunch of his Pokemon for neutral damage and get a decent amount of HP, which is pretty cool stuff. And then HP Fire, because I want to be able to counter those threats that wall me, such as the Magnezone and the Scizor. So that's the reason I'm bringing HP Fire. And a couple of his Pokemon, like, it'll do a lot of damage to that Celebi. Celebi will also get wrecked by Sludge Bomb, so I'm not sure he's gonna bring Celebi this week, but I am prepared for it if he does. I decided to max out its HP and special attack, because I wanted to make it sit in and wall stuff, because I don't outspeed either of his fastest threats. So, I don't have any chance of actually outspeeding them, so I didn't really try to. I can outspeed a lot of his slower Pokemon, like the Conkeldurr, Scizor, as long as it doesn't use a priority move, Milotic. I can outspeed a lot of his team without being speed invested. So I just decided to leave it, because why not make this thing bulky, right? So I put the last 4 in defense, because I already got the Assault Vest, and I have better special defense to begin with. Just so I can maybe take a physical attack from maybe that Scizor or the Conkeldurr. So yeah, I decided to go modest, because I don't need to make it any faster. Very nice. Now I'm going to bring in Princess once again. I think we brought Princess and Rosbuton for the last match. We brought Rosbuton to every match so far, which is pretty cool stuff. Anyway, Princess, I shouldn't have brought him against Josh. Anyway, I'm just going to bring that up. But we are bringing Princess, our Assault Vested Electivire, this week. I think we brought it last week as well. I'm running kind of a similar set, which is Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Crush Chop, because I want to be able to counter a bunch of things on his team. So Thunder Punch is stab, hits the Braviary, the Armaldo, the Typhlosion, not the Hydreigon, the Gardevoir, the Milotic, the Caesar, and the Conkeldurr. None of them resist it. Thunder Punch is not very good against Mamoswine or Magnezone or the Celebi. So all of those will resist it. Everything else, I mean, the middle 4 chunk, excuse me, Hydreigon as well. Everything else takes a lot of damage from that T-Punch, so that's definitely what I want. Stop calling me spam callers. Anyway, Fire Punch is once again to counter those threats that can kind of wall me out, which would be like Caesar, which would also be the Magnezone, so, and the Mamoswine. So that's really the reason that I'm bringing Fire Punch, because Fire Punch hits really hard. Ice Punch, once again, is for those Pokemon like the Braviary or the Armaldo or the Celebi or the Hydreigon that decide to come in and think that they can do stuff to me. And then Cross Shot, because I didn't want to run Brick Break because he doesn't really have a screener on the team. Or maybe the Celebi would be, but I don't really think so. The Caesar takes neutral damage from a Hydreigon, is super effective. Armaldo is neutral. And then Mamoswine and Magnezone also take super effective damage. So fighting is... Electivire is really helpful, especially if I can make it live. So I decided to max out its HP and attack, decided to give it an adamant nature, because if I can make it hit extremely hard, that is the best thing in my opinion. So, 4 in defense, because defense is its lowest stat. I really like Princess in this situation, so I'm really happy that I'm bringing her, because she's going to be very helpful. Okay, these people need to stop calling me. They keep calling me and they tell me, you want to patent an idea? No, I don't. If I would, I'd probably tell you. Sorry, that just pisses me off. They just called me 3 times in the middle of this video. We're going to move on to our final Pokemon, Hillary. So, Hillary here, I didn't give him an item. I was actually debating on what item I should give him.
Hi, Kenneth. My name is Spencer. I'm calling about your idea for an invention. Can you call when you get it?
I'm not Kenneth. I just decided to go leftovers. I couldn't really think of what I wanted to run on it, but it's all good. So, I'm running Ice Fang for that same reason that I'm running Ice Punch on Princess, and the Thunder Fang to hit that Braviary for super effective damage, and then, the Milotic, because Milotic kind of walls me, because my Milotic can take a lot of hits. So, I'm running also Iron Head, because that Gardevoir definitely would be okay staying in against me, and then Iron Head also hits the Mamoswine for decent damage. It'll hit a decent amount of his team for pretty good damage. But, yeah. And then Dragon Tail, because Dragon Tail is a stab move. And just so I can swap stuff out whenever I feel like it. I didn't really feel like running Outrage, because I don't think this is going to be the kind of Pokemon that stays in for a couple turns. Because the Hydreigon is really the only thing I can hit super hard. So, yeah. I decided to max out its HP and physical attack, so it can hit pretty hard when it comes to those Fangs and the Dragon Tail. And then put the last 4 in special defense, because it's got a lower special defense stat, and give it adamant, because it's not meant to be a speedy one. So that is the team that I am bringing against the Minnesota Wild Charge. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to click the like button. It is always appreciated. I'm pretty nervous for this match. I would really love if our Nidokings could pull out a victory in week 3. Oh, I really need it. We're 0-2 at this point, and so are they. So, and this is actually a division rival as well. So if we can pull off a win, it'll help us in our division. So make sure, click the link in the description below where it says t-shirts. Take it on my TeePublic page where you can pick up the old design or the new design. I personally prefer the new design. The old design is cool. It's nostalgic and all that, but this is my favorite design. So definitely make sure you check it out if you want to pick one up. Someone already bought one, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, likes are appreciated. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and go Nidokings!